Welcome to the Jay Martin Show. If you are new to this channel, my name is Jay and I'm a retail investor looking for the smartest home for my cash, maybe just like you. And if that's the case, you might enjoy what we do here. Most of what we do here is interview money managers 3 times per week so I can stress test my investment thesis and determine where I might allocate capital next. Today is one of my weekly rants where I recap some of my thoughts around the psychology of decision making, which is at the core of every investor's performance. What I want to talk about today is the value of purpose and how purpose keeps us on track when everything around us is falling apart. So look, friends of mine used to tell me that everything changes after you have your third child. You know, the house you fit in, the cars you need, coordinating social activities, and travel becomes its own very expensive adventure. But this summer, we actually added a fourth. We temporarily adopted my niece, and I got to admit, I love all the added chaos, including the additional costs. Things like this really stroke my provider ego in a way. And, I love the complications. I love needing a 7-seater SUV and barely squeezing into it with all of our luggage. I love that we need adjoining rooms at the hotel because 2 beds are just not enough anymore. But I want to talk about why, right? Why do I and so many people actually embrace it when their life gets harder? Why do I embrace added challenges and added costs instead of resisting them? Because you might be the same. And here's my answer. Chaos and challenge give us purpose. Purpose gives us pride, and pride feels good. And people like to feel good. It's that simple. Now, a cognitive behavioral therapist would tell you that this is filling our human need for significance. Now, all humans have this need for significance, and recognizing that we have it is important because either we choose our purpose or a purpose will choose us, and maybe a purpose that doesn't have our best interest in mind. Let me explain. Building a business, right, or raising a family is like a long-term application of purpose. If done correctly, the result is a lifetime of fulfillment and significance. It requires focus and determination. It's a journey that will inevitably present hardship and failure and the opportunity to persevere and fight for success over many years. And with a purpose like that, our bandwidth is often maxed. So therefore, the ability for distractions to pull us off track is diminished. Now, obviously, it can still happen, but we're more resilient to it if we know what our long game is, right? But if we lack such purpose in life, then we're presented with a constant stream of options to choose from, many of which might not be aligned with our values. Now, I, like you, I'm sure, know tons of people who became, overnight infectious disease experts in 2020, civil rights lawyers in 2021, and geopolitical analysts in 2022, and presently in 2023 are refining their credentials based on their current indignation. And I'm not belittling, social media activism. Spreading awareness about civil injustice or environmental hazards, it's a noble cause. But the question I'm asking is, what is your time horizon of commitment, right? Getting back to that long-term purpose. What is your time horizon of commitment? Now, a study out of Wharton University last year actually dove into this exact issue, studying the correlation between duration of purpose and happiness and fulfillment. Now, no shocker, the longer the duration of purpose, the higher the correlation between happiness and fulfillment, right? Individuals who were committed to a cause for a month or longer had a positive correlation between purpose and happiness, with longer purposes equating to higher levels of happiness. But what was most interesting about this is the individuals who constantly pivoted their purpose, specifically those who found a new obsession in like a month or less, not only had decreased levels of happiness and fulfillment, but actually had increased levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. So there's not only diminishing returns as you shorten your time horizon of purpose and commitment, but it actually pendulums the other direction, causing stress, anxiety, and depression. Look, I wanted to share this today because here's the thing. So I'm building a business, right? I'm creating wealth. This is a long-term purpose of mine. And along this journey, I often get beat up, and sometimes for months at a time. And when I'm losing a fight like that, I get all the cliche inner voices, right? The voice telling me to quit, that I'm in over my head, and that I lack the required skills and experience. And truthfully, often I do lack the required skills and experience to solve the problem I'm facing. But I also recognize that the only way to acquire those skills is to hit the battlefield and fight for them, right? So that's what I do, right? But on a losing day, when I'm just getting beaten down and I can't see the way out, What keeps me in the game is knowing that I will outlast my monsters. I will outlast the battle because I'm clear on my time horizon for commitment. Look, that helps me in business. It helps me in life with my family, and it definitely helps me in the market. All right, let me know what you think about this. I publish 3 interviews per week here on the YouTube channel, and I write a weekly essay where I dive into the psychology of decision-making, the nuances of our choices as investors, and I shine a spotlight on our heuristics and biases and blind spots that lead us into trouble or top performance in the market. I love writing it, and I get great feedback from over 40,000 investors who are on this journey with me. There's a link beneath this piece of content where you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter. I'd love to have you join the team. All right, thank you.
This is Jay Martin.